I don't know all the details, but I am going to tell you what I know so far. Chris Cantelmo was found dead on one of the beaches that he regularly records his videos while walking on. Chris Cantelmo had apparently disappeared, and his family had reported him missing. About 48 hours later, somebody who was walking on the beach found his body. That person described his body as looking like it had either been brutally murdered or mauled by a mountain lion. A few days later, the coroner released the official cause of death and said that Chris Cantelmo had committed suicide. If you don't know who Chris Cantelmo is, this is the Chris Cantelmo of which I speak. Chris Cantelmo of the Chris Cantelmo DMT, Dimethyltryptamine YouTube channel. I would like to start out this video by saying that I would never kill myself. If I am found dead by suicide, like I was murdered, not by somebody I know, most likely by the government. If I am found dead and somebody tries to tell you it is a suicide, you should not believe them, because I would never kill myself. These cuts on my wrist are not from me cutting myself. These are from my own cats. This happened when I tried to bring Tippy inside my house when we were going to have really bad weather, including 40-mile-per-hour winds and possible hail and snow. Donald immediately attacked her, and I had to break up the cat fight. Some of these scratches are from Marley scratching me, and others are from when I tried to pick up a feral cat in the yard that looked almost exactly like one of my cats that I thought was one of my cats who had gotten outside. So, now that I have said that, I would like to say one more thing before I start this video. I may have to intermittently stop recording this video to cry or possibly even vomit. I have some very bad news. You may have heard about this already, but you may not have, because there has not been an actual news story about this. I don't know all the details, but I am going to tell you what I know so far. Chris Cantelmo was found dead on one of the beaches that he regularly records his videos while walking on. Chris Cantelmo had apparently disappeared, and his family had reported him missing. About 48 hours later, somebody who was walking on the beach found his body. That person described his body as looking like it had either been brutally murdered or mauled by a mountain lion. A few days later, the coroner released the official cause of death and said that Chris Cantelmo had committed suicide. If you don't know who Chris Cantelmo is, this is the Chris Cantelmo of which I speak. Chris Cantelmo of the Chris Cantelmo DMT, Dimethyltryptamine YouTube channel. I found out that Chris Cantelmo had died from a Facebook post with a link to a Reddit post. I am going to show you that Reddit post right now. Here's the post that I originally saw. Chris Cantelmo has been found dead by alleged suicide with his throat slit on a hiking trail. Unsure why it hasn't made the news. One of the highly intelligent Reddit commenters said, "Is it common for people to commit suicide by slitting their own throat? Seems like a pretty strange way to go." I unfortunately agree. And as another commenter lovely pointed out, There are not any easy methods for slitting your own wrists and your own throat simultaneously. If you click on the link here, it takes you to another Reddit post with a link to the coroner's report. There's the coroner's report. It says that Chris Cantelmo died of suicide on a hiking trail. And the case is closed. In my opinion, the case needs to be reopened, because in my opinion, Chris Cantelmo did not commit suicide. In my opinion, Chris Cantelmo's suicide was a staged suicide, basically an assassination. He was suicided like Jeffrey Epstein. Remember Jeffrey Epstein, who supposedly committed suicide in a jail cell? The coroner said he had committed suicide, and it was reported all over the news that he had done so. Later on, an independent autopsy confirmed that he had not committed suicide, but had very likely been strangled. And now, 2 prison guards are being charged with conspiracy and falsifying records related to his death. And the FBI is investigating whether his death was the result of a criminal enterprise. And apparently investigating whether or not he really committed suicide. And that is why I started out this video by saying that I would never commit suicide. And in fact, I think there needs to be a national registry of people who are at risk of being suicided because of their activism or because of their opinions, where people can swear to God or Allah or Ra or Ram or Buddha or whatever deity they believe in, that they would absolutely never commit suicide. So if they suddenly die of suspected suicide, their families or the world will immediately know that they were most likely assassinated, suicided, as they call it. And now that I have said that, I would like to show you the horrible, sickening, vomit-inducing description of what happened before the government claimed that Chris Cantelmo committed suicide. His friend made a post saying he was missing for 48 hours before he was found. A Facebook post. Then someone found the body and was convinced it was a murder or a mountain lion. And then the coroner updated his medical examiner results and said he committed suicide. And the cause of death was sharp force injuries to his neck and forearms. I do not believe that Chris Cantelmo committed suicide. Chris Cantelmo, who paid people's college tuition that he met on Reddit and bought laptops for people that he met on Reddit. Chris Cantelmo, who talked about how DMT had made him able to overcome his social anxiety and publicly speak about its benefits to the world.
The idea that I would even walk around making a videotape or video of myself like this a year ago, I wouldn't even have thought about doing it. It's just something I couldn't do. So anyone who's been following me from the beginning, really what you're seeing play out in real time is someone just sort of very shy, average Joe who had the DMT experience and just had his mind completely expanded. And in addition to being a shy person, I'm I'm also someone who's very, I'm dogged in my attention to things. And if something becomes important to me, I go for it, like in a big way, in all areas.
And he was really going for promoting himself and DMT on social media. I would like to encourage everybody to subscribe to Chris Cantelmo's channel and not only watch all of his videos, but use a program or a website to download all of his videos, because who knows if he marked his videos as not for kids before he was suicided, or if YouTube will remove his channel. One of the things that scares me is that Chris Cantelmo only has slightly more subscribers to his YouTube channel than me, and slightly more views on his videos than I do on most of mine. And if they killed him for talking about DMT publicly on YouTube, then they could come after me and kill me too, and try to orchestrate it as a suicide or an overdose or God knows what. They love to smear activists when they kill them. They love to make it look like a suicide or a drug overdose or some other sinful thing that killed a wonderful person like Chris Cantelmo. Another thing that they love to do is give people cancer, especially people who are like promoting some kind of natural lifestyle. I always thought that Terence McKenna was assassinated by the government and that his brain tumor was not caused by natural causes, but basically a way that the government assassinated him and made it not look like an assassination. And the thing about Chris Cantelmo is that he already had brain cancer and survived it. And not only did he survive it, but he went on YouTube and Reddit and every other social media site you can imagine and started talking about how DMT cured his brain cancer. So the government got angry and they said, the cancer didn't work on this guy. Chris Cantelmo also posted on Facebook in July that he had called the FBI to let them know about the arrival of aliens. I shared this because I thought it was hilarious. I even recorded a video making fun of it, which I didn't upload because of the numerous problems I've had and have caused me to not upload many of the videos I've recorded because I've been busy with other problems. I really wanted to go down to Lakeview Terrace, California, where Chris Cantelmo was effectively being held hostage by alien entities, to interview him about this Facebook post. But at the time when I recorded the video about this post, I was effectively held hostage by human beings at my house in Humboldt County, California. Anyway, he posted this on Facebook with his own phone number and the phone number of the FBI agent that he had called to inform them of the imminent arrival of aliens. This may be what made them want to kill him, people. And when Terence McKenna was dying, between the time he found out he had brain cancer and his death, he recorded so many videos and so many audio recordings that they're still trying to upload them and transcribe them to this day. So, when the government assassinated Terence McKenna by slowly killing him with a brain tumor, they were disappointed. They said, man, we tried to kill this guy and we didn't do it fast enough. Between the time we made him sick and he died, he still recorded all these audio recordings and all these videos, and he's still going to have the impact on society that we didn't want him to have. So, when Chris Cantelmo failed to die from his cancer that was probably caused by the government, and started to talk about how DMT cured his cancer and his anxiety and everything else publicly all over social media, the government got angry and they said, you know what, the brain tumor wasn't enough, just like Terrence McKenna, it's not killing this guy fast enough. We've got to do the Jerry Epstein method. We've got to suicide the guy. Then they brutally murdered him and bribed the coroner, or had a coroner who was already in with them declare his murder to be a suicide. Anyway, I am now going to end this video by saying that I am sickened and disgusted, and Chris Cantelmo's death needs to be investigated by an independent investigator not related to the government. His family and everybody in the world should push for another autopsy done by somebody who is not a coroner working for the government, but an independent investigator. And I would also like to say, please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos, subscribe to my channel, and also subscribe to Chris Cantelmo's channel. And as I said earlier, I am going to say again, download all of his videos before they are removed by YouTube, so the record of everything he said is not lost. Because obviously, the government wants to bury this person and his message. Do not let Chris Cantelmo's message be buried with him. Download all of his videos. Upload them not only onto YouTube, on your own channel, but somewhere else. And please, donate money to me on Patreon and other sites so I can make more videos. Not only like this one, but also more positive videos than this one. Normally when I break the news about psychedelics, it's more positive news than this, but this news had to be broken because the system is broken. The system that allows people to be murdered, that then proclaims to the world that their murders were suicides, is like broken. And we have to like break this broken system and put it back together so this cannot happen to any other human being, regardless of whether they're a wonderful human being like Chris Cantelmo or a horrible human being like Jeffrey Epstein. The government should not be able to kill people at whim and then blame it on the victims. The government should not be able to kill people and then say, oh yeah, they committed suicide, the coroner said so, that's it, that's the news. That's what we're going to report, even though it's not the truth. That is absolutely, like, horrific. That is something that needs to stop immediately.